We're live in three, two,
Simon,
one. Go ahead, Simon, to the point.
Simon says.
Simon says.
So the point I was making was that the same way that we point out the differences between the sects in order to have some tactical advantage, they do exactly the same thing. They try and say that we have a doctrine, that we have a dogma. Okay, this is a tactic they're using to try and enrage us, or at least get us off our ground.
Simon, when you say they, hold on, Dee, please.
Let Simon finish his point.
I did finish the point. That's it.
Can I please respond?
Yep.
Simon, guys, please. Simon, two things. Simon, when you say they, I'm not sure, literally not sure who the they is that you're referring to.
Mainly the precepts, obviously.
Okay. Now, the difference between Catholicism or using Catholicism as an example in comparison with atheism is in Catholicism, the church is guided and recognized as the central core. With atheism, I don't see a central core, even though there are organizations. And so there are some unique qualities that do make them different, as well as
that wasn't my point at all. My point was that people use it as if there is one, as if there is a dogma to atheism.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And they do that to try and get us off our ground, to try and make us enraged by the fact that we all go, no, there's no fucking dogma. There's no. Well, there probably is some. I mean, let's face it. We are human.
I mean, the only dogma I see is the very definition of atheism. I mean, it's the definition. Like I believe. That's it. I don't want to call it dogma, but
my tagline, by the way.
Definition.
Yeah, I've been struggling with that recently.
No, I got it.
I see a dog.
Hey.
Do you see the dogma?
Dogma.
The dogma?
Oh,
Well, it's like we don't have a holy book. We don't have a thing like the Pope or Rome or anything like that. We have no sacraments. We don't have hymnals. There are so many things we don't have that religion does. The ceremonies and all that go with the trappings and everything. Atheists have none of that.
You know what we have?
We have none of that. No.
According to Steve Martin, atheists have rock and roll.
What about the tagline? How do we feel about this? All life is primary if you choose. No? Does it suck?
Yeah, it doesn't suck. Just
Take
some thinking about. It doesn't jump out.
I've been thinking, well, yes, because all life is sacred was offensive, so I had to come up with something.
I'm sorry.
Better be.
I'll make it up to you.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
No, I'll pray for you.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
God.
I often ask religious people I often ask people that say that they'll pray for me why it's important to them that I know that they're going to pray for me.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah,
I've never thought that before.
It doesn't offend me though, so I
No, it doesn't offend me either. Just
it does. It depends when it does. It does when it's used in a way to get in. Yeah. When it's passive aggressive, it's offensive.
Like condescending.
It's only offensive if you
offends me when it offends me when they could have done something practical instead.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Well, a big example.
It would offend me if a Christian didn't say that to me. It would offend me.
Well, a big example of that was when there was a big disaster. I forget where it was. It was just recent. And
Nepal.
And they sent a bunch of Bibles instead of food or medical aid or anything.
They do that a lot, don't they?
Well, you need heat.
My dad had,
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Simon.
Fuel for the fire. Yeah.
Several years ago, my dad had lung cancer, and he had surgery, and a friend of mine who's very Christian said, "I'll pray for your dad," and I mean that I would appreciate. I would rather that person goes and volunteers for an hour. But listen, if that's what they can do, that's fine. Where it bothers me is when I'm having a difference of opinion with somebody, and at the end of it, they say, instead of making a point, they say, "I'll pray for you," as if they are dismissing
every single thing that's been said up to that point.
Yeah, so some of the groups I'm in on Facebook, some of the crafting groups, some of them are predominantly American, and if somebody pops up and says, "Oh, I'm having chemo," or or something, my dad's ill or whatever, and a lot of them will respond with, "I pray for you." And I know if I ever put up something personal that I was going through, I know they'd say to me, "I'll pray for you," and I would not be in the slightest bit offended by that.
Right.
I wouldn't find it. I think it was nice. I would actually think it was nice of them to say that.
Yeah, you could just think of it as a way of them saying, I'm thinking about you,
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, religious conversation never, ever comes up in those groups. And
I
some
pray
of
for
the artwork.
libertarians. I pray for libertarians. They're
But like,
Hey, Jeff.
but like Eric said,
Jeff must be in the room.
Oh,
And we
Jeff.
pray for Satanists.
That's right.
yeah, but like Eric says, if Eric
Some
says if they're
McQueen
using it
message.
for say political
I agree.
reasons with a small p, then yeah, it's just patronising.
I
Hey,
don't.
Jeff.
I don't actually believe that they're going to do it. It's very much like
I
me
agree.
saying, yeah, I'll give you a call, babe. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Very much.
Hey, you just said that to me.
No, I
Yeah, and he meant it.
No.
You'll be
You're
getting.
right. You just left without saying anything.
Yeah.
You know what? I think from now on, when somebody is like
Just had my
passive
nuts
aggressive,
chopped off.
really?
Yeah, I think so.
From now on, I think when somebody says after a debate or something, "I'll pray for you," I'm going to say, "Well, I would appreciate if you would do it right now."
Oh.
Let's hear it. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, in your
Can
luck, they would though.
Yeah.
Nice leg, Eric.
Can I?
That's all we're seeing.
Can I video it? Put it on YouTube.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I'm not paying it. It's better. Listen, it's better than the alternative.
Okay.
I'll be the judge of that.
Here's a
Well,
little
it was-
something for the
Go ahead,
ladies.
Jeff.
Heavy. Got.
I was saying, here's a little something for the ladies.
Hey, I ain't no
Eric's
lady.
Very little. Very little.
I snapped at Adam and Sideways, and I have sent off a small apology because I used the wrong words this morning. Just so you know.
That was good of you.
Well, it was the right thing to do. I did use the wrong words. I don't apologize for me being upset that their debating technique it lacked humility and it lacked any kind of decorum, but I did use the wrong word. So I sent him an apology.
Cool. I want to share a story. William O. Butler shared this, and if you need a good laugh, this will definitely, I think, cheer you up. I'll screen share it. Let me put a link in, and I will screen share it as well. Hold on. Look at that. This couple arrested for selling tickets to heaven.
Oh.
Yeah. Look at this pair. You see this pair? This guy's face looks like he was put up against a barbecue.
What's going on there?
Yeah, apparently, this guy says Jesus told him that to paint some 2x4 pieces of wood with gold and sell them as gold tickets to heaven.
99 point. Yeah.
You
Just
charge
under
$100.
$100. Did anyone buy any?
I bought 4. You want to go with me?
It's America. What are you talking about, dude?
You got 4 tickets.
Yeah.
Well, that often interests me when superstitious scams. On what basis are they really prosecuting them? I mean, maybe they believe this. Maybe that's their religious expression that their tickets will take you to heaven.
And they prove that they won't take you to heaven.
I don't mean no harm, but that man looks scared.
Scary. Yeah,
I
they take
know.
him to Matt Bell's house to make him prove that there's heaven.
Looks like a cartoon. But listen to what he said to the police. He says, "I don't care what the police say. The tickets are solid gold. It ain't cut up 2x4s. I spray painted gold. And it was Jesus who gave them to me behind the KFC and said to sell them so I can get some money to go to outer space. I met an alien named Stevie who said if I got the cash together, he'd take me and my wife on his flying saucer to his planet that's made entirely of crack cocaine.
Oh my God.
You
That
laugh.
is crazy for you right
You
there.
laugh. You
should
laugh,
always,
brother
always
John.
buy your.
Jeff,
Yeah,
Jeff, you don't on this one. You don't have a leg to
Simon was
stand
trying to
on.
get
No.
Right.
That's
Don't worry about
That's
it. It's only a joke.
I would recommend buying your tickets to heaven from more reputable
I think
Then-
Walmart has them.
and to outer space.
Fox News. I bet Fox News has them.
Fox News says you can get them at Walmart.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear Simon's joke.
No, it's too late.
I didn't hear it. Come on.
Too late. It's out of context.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that guy really needs some help. He really needs some help. Seriously.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's a fine. I think he's a fine patriot, which is, basically, using the American freedom of the capitalist market to really show initiative.
American what?
Using freedom.
Free enterprise.
The American dream.
I didn't
The
vote for
American
it.
dream.
He's turning a good idea into freedom money.
It's the American dream.
Freedom.
So I
Yeah.
remember a few years back that they were trying to accuse some woman of not being a real fortune teller.
Oh, yes.
You remember that?
Quite
What was her name? What was her name?
Apparently, she didn't have a government license or something to that
Oh
effect.
no. I don't know. Oh,
Oh, what was her name now? She had a
I don't-
famous
I don't know.
saying, too. Oh, gosh.
Wait, you can get
She's like,
was it Sylvia Brown?
No.
Sylvia Brown.
Oh,
You
dear.
you can actually get a
Jean
government
Dixon.
license to do
She's a
fortune
French-
telling.
Probably. You need a license for everything in the U.S.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Except for being a preacher, it seems.
Yeah.
Probably
Or
so.
life coach.
Yeah.
Or a life coach.
That's right. You can probably be a life coach without a license. That's
Well,
fine.
you can get it.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
there's
life coach next week.
a name for preachers that don't go to seminary. They call them shade tree preachers.
Oh,
They get out under a shade tree and start preaching.
I like it.
Like a shade tree mechanic. That was, I think, where that came from.
I think I would trust the shade tree mechanic more than I would the shade tree preacher.
Do they have shade tree ladies of the evening?
I don't think they have too many
Oh.
shady trees on them corners.
I
Why
guess
did they send me these pictures?
I guess
Lord,
if you had a fetish for shady trees, you could probably.
You should start reporting them, Sugar, really.
well, I do. I
We
block
just don't
them.
need guys like that. Well, don't block them, report
Oh
them.
no, this is a girl. This is a girl. They send me nasty pictures of girls. Do I look like a lesbian to you? Don't answer that.
In the chat, I found another picture of that guy.
Oh no.
Yeah, this one's really bad.
No. Spare us, please. I beg you.
No,
Hello,
sure.
Oh, yeah, no,
Sure.
Alex, Eric, I can see. Yeah, that is a nasty
no.
picture.
Can you
Hello,
see
hello.
it?
I finally got in.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
a guy holding a dog.
Hey,
yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah, guy holding. Oh,
Oh no. I
Pretty bad. Pretty
no.
bad.
That's him with glasses and a dog.
I put the link in the chat.
Don't see it, bro.
No, I don't see
It's
it.
in the it's in the for the,
Outside.
I'm using my iOS, so my
Oh, okay.
iPad. Yeah.
Okay, that
You
should be a
might
little
want
better
to
now.
try your computer.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick, Brother John,
Hi, Pat.
I couldn't get in here before.
Why?
Why? Because Keefe's was blocking me.
Oh.
I put a
That-
message on the outside. I couldn't send you a personal message. I couldn't figure out how to send you one. I think you don't have personal
Well,
messages.
that's between you and Keefe's.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
That's
I barely recognize
back-
his, I barely recognize who he is. I remember something about him, but I don't remember why he would have blocked me.
I don't know.
Did you
But I
get
ask
some
him.
kind of message that it was him?
Could be
Can you-
100 reasons.
Oh Lord.
Maybe
That
it's
is her.
some of your remarks about Christianity, perhaps?
I don't know. I don't know. Who's Keefe's? It could be. Who's Keefe?
I don't have enough hands.
I don't even know
when
who he
you
is.
said all religious people can go fuck themselves
Yeah.
along with God?
That might have been it.
That could have been it, Pat. Yeah, so, you know.
So is Keefe some kind of a Christian
You know.
right wing or something?
If I told you to go fuck yourself, maybe you would block me? I don't know.
Okay.
No,
First
I'm
of all,
saying-
I
I'm
have to
saying
know who this
fact,
person
yeah, I
is
have
before
to-
I can tell you if that's the person I said that to.
Oh,
I believe Keefe is a
kind of a joke.
Christian. Or he's at least a theist. I don't know if he's a Christian or not.
I thought he said apologist.
Keefe's is a Christian / rap artist.
Christian apologist.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's normally all right. I don't
Yeah, Keefe's is
why
cool.
he
I don't know if somebody.
What is a Christian apologist?
You never know.
How is it different
He
from
makes
any
excuses
other
for all the
Christian?
things, all the bad things.
It's like this. Hi, I'm a Christian, and I'm so sorry about that.
Right.
That's what,
No,
that's what story is.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
So you have
I've not heard Keefe.
you have some Christians who say,
I'm really sorry about that.
So sorry about that, health thing,
yeah.
you know. What can I do?
I'm trying to remember who. I'm trying to remember what I said.
Jeff,
I
Jeff,
remember
what
him.
were you saying?
Yeah, can I just?
"Oh, if you a Christian apologist is one who thinks there's an intellectual argument for their religious orientation, as opposed to somebody who just would say that they that it was revealed to them." And that, or they accept it on faith, but they don't necessarily expect to be able to convince other people who haven't had those experiences. An apologist thinks there's an argument. Like Matt Bell is an apologist. He tries to start with.
What to describe?
That's a
I
really
think it's more than that. The apologist apologizes for all the bad things in the Bible.
So William Lane Craig is an apologist. I guess Plantinga is another one.
Right.
They make an intellectual
All right.
argument, such
I've not heard
as
Keefe's. I've not heard
Thanks,
Keefe's
Jeff.
do that.
And it also
Okay, so
has to
what-
do. It also has to do with people that try to, like the contradictions in the Bible and problems that people you run into in the text.
Right.
They also, apologists also try to make sense to other people. And say, okay, well, we can explain these contradictions and everything.
Yeah, they apologize
And
for all
that's
the
part
bad
of the
things in the
job
Bible.
too. No, they won't do that.
But an apologist could answer my question about omnipotence, yes? Or would attempt to?
Oh, they would give you all kinds of good answers.
yeah, they would.
believe it.
Well, I
Haven't
mean,
heard yet.
they may not know the answer, but they would treat it on intellectual grounds. They do at some
Somebody's
point.
echoing.
Yeah,
I hear
somebody is
myself.
okay.
So
I
anyway,
think I'm turned down.
That must be bad for you, Jeff.
so anyway,
I kind of like it.
I vaguely remember this person, Keefe's, and I remember interacting in some way. I don't remember what it was, but apparently, me being a overt atheist, and I don't take no shit from nobody, apparently is offensive to him.
That's not
He
it at
blocked
all.
me. I
I'm
had no
sure.
idea that this person blocked me until I tried to get into this hangout about an hour and a half ago.
Did it give you a message saying that this was the person that had you blocked?
Sort of.
Well,
Somebody has
no,
blocked
did
me.
it or not? Someone has
Listen,
blocked.
listen to me.
I-
They don't
I-
tell you. They don't tell you who blocked you. I had to find out. So
how do you
in the
find out?
message,
But it will
you,
say
let
someone
me
has
answer the question, please. In the message, it says you cannot join this hangout because someone in there has blocked you. I said,
Right.
okay. So who blocked me? So you hover over on the main post. You hover over the names, and O'Keefe's was I went to the profile and O'Keefe's was restricted. I am restricted from following O'Keefe or Keefe's or whatever the fuck his name is.
Why are you mad at him?
And it may be a glitch.
Again, I didn't block him. He blocked me.
Yeah, but the things that you're saying.
No,
I'm
shut up.
talking.
I did not block
Hey,
him. He blocked me.
Hey,
Watch
get
your
that,
mouth,
Pat.
pal.
Relax, Pat. Hold on a second here. All
Somebody
right,
else is trying
okay.
to talk, all right?
From what you said, oh God, he does this. He rage quit now.
Good. He
Oh,
does it all the
God.
time.
I know. It's
like
the
himself.
second time I've seen him do that. That's
Google
ridiculous.
Plus has been glitching like crazy in the past couple of weeks. Like I was trying to get into one of Xbox's Hangouts, and it said that, and I was in there, and then all of a sudden I got kicked out, and it said you have been blocked and booted and stuff. And Xbox later checked back on the record and said it shows you got blocked and booted twice, and it's happened to other
Yeah.
people. Now, as far as how he's saying that Keefe's was one that did it, I don't know. I really
Well,
don't.
why is he saying? Why is he determining why Keefe's blocked him, if in fact he blocked him at all.
I don't. If someone blocked me, I'll
Okay,
do all the
hold on here. Hold on here. Okay. All right, if he went to the profile and it says restricted, then there is good reason to believe that Keefe blocked him.
Okay.
Now, as far as why Keefe blocked him, he's just making assumptions, and he needs to go and somehow communicate with Keefe, to find out from Keefe to somebody why he was blocked and try to settle it. Other than that, there's one other person that left before he came in, and that was Gav, but I don't know their history. I don't know their history. So, yeah. So, you know.
Hey, do you guys know if there's any iOS application for Google Plus that allows me to like do any editing so that I can do like a screen share? Because I'm using my iPad.
Oh! I don't know.
I don't think there is.
I wouldn't know about that.
I bet it will exist. It's probably just not done yet.
Or there may be an app of some kind.
That's what I'm trying to find. I can't find anything.
Yeah, if somebody blocked me, I'd be going.
You haven't shut up since you got in here.
Who, me?
Fabio.
Fabio, he's just sitting there taking it in.
I know. Fabio, be quiet.
I was just listening. It was quite fascinating, especially the fact, someone complains about, someone blocking in the Hangout and complaining about it to the Hangout owner, as if, first of all, it could do something, and second, it might give a flying fuck, which, I don't know, but it's really funny.
Mm-hmm. See, now you know
rather ironic.
Yeah, now you know why Fabio's being quiet. He waits for the right moment to like unload on everybody.
It's a little ironic that he said he waited an hour to get in. No, seriously, Fabio, will you be quiet?
Oh shit, yeah.
I'm teasing you, sweetie. But yeah, it is a bit ironic that he said he waited an hour to get in, and someone left, and he managed to get in, and then someone just he blocked you, get over it, or why don't you didn't phrase it quite like that, and he just left, and I thought that's a bit.
Especially when this hangout now has only been going about 45 minutes and only not even.
I was thinking I didn't recall being here for an hour.
I wonder who he thinks blocked him. He's gonna come on and accuse somebody else.
Yeah, it's like I don't think it's that big of a deal, really. If somebody blocked me and I couldn't get to hang out, okay, that's fine. I'll go somewhere else and do something.
Exactly.
Well,
if he couldn't connect with Keefe or whatever, that probably means he was. That's who.
Yeah. And my issue is just that I would like to have both of them in the room, and I have no control over it. It's one thing if one of Keefe has his home hangout and blocks someone, but to block someone out of a room that perhaps the host would like to have both of them in there doesn't have an issue with either one of them. That should be kind of allowed. And then.
Well, so you didn't know.
I didn't know.
I don't think any of us knew.
Yeah.
So I'll make it a point next time I come across Keefe and ask him. So that's all. Try to play mediator.
Yeah, get them both on here. Air out their differences right on a live hangout. Good programming. Good drama. Good tension.
Place your bets.
There you go.
Hey Jeff, I think you should take that poster down behind you and swap it from one from the film Metropolis. Is that Aaron Rand? Aaron?
Yeah.
I don't know who Aaron Rand is.
Alan Rand?
Yeah, don't look right here.
That's his altar back there. He's got some candles on the table there.
That's
right. And all her lectures on CD there.
Oh, I was confused. I thought it was Ayn Rand Campbell.
Oh.
Ayn Rand Campbell. He's like scratched out the Red Cross and the Red Crescent.
No, I actually went to that. That was a documentary that she did about 15 years ago, and I went to the premiere and got a poster. And well, she didn't do it. She was dead, but
dead.
Unless
you're older than we know.
Yeah.
She didn't even contribute.
She wouldn't dare come back from the dead. That would disprove her atheism.
Yeah.
If she did come back, she's hiding out somewhere.
Did you ever see the interview she did with Phil Donahue?
Yes,
yeah,
I
she
saw
did.
that.
She did too. One was
Was
really
Jim-
horrible, and
was
the
Jim
other one was
Henson in
pretty
it?
good.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Jim
seen the one where
Henson?
Jim Henson's in it.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember which show it is, but she's in a chat show with Jim Henson. Or
Like
is it
the
Henderson,
Muppets?
the guy who did the Muppets? Yeah.
Really?
I swear it's him. I could be mistaken.
Maybe.
I never heard
It was.
that.
I can't for the life of me think what chat show it was though.
She was on Johnny Carson a couple times.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. Actually, it was only recently that the video of that resurfaced. The audio was available, but it was actually assumed that had been destroyed. But like a lot of old TV shows, but yeah, the Donahue ones are interesting. I don't like the Madison Square Garden one so much, but the one she did right before she died was really good.
I'll have to go back and look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The-
that's a lady I never knew anything about. I've never even heard of her.
Okay, she was on a Johnny Carson show, which Jim Henson was on the same show.
That's right.
Okay, so
There's
here.
a link to the
That sounds
dialogue
right.
there. That's a link to the dialogue. I don't know if there's an actual video of it anywhere.
Someone might get a bunch of pictures together and sort of like show the pictures back and forth,
Yeah.
you know, or something to the music song.
Back and forth, and
or-
side to side. Sorry.
I know they did some old Doctor Who episodes like that. They had the audio, but all they had was pictures, and they would play the audio and just show pictures from it.
Well, I go to the links and then it tells me the video doesn't exist.
She was interviewed several times by Mike Wallace back in the late 50s, early 60s, and he was not on board with her philosophy, but he was really interested in her and how she thought and her ideas and how radically different they were.
I saw those interviews as well.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sugar, are you familiar with...
She's not here anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, she dropped down.
Oh, well.
You don't see the avatars on your...
I'm just not looking.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Interesting. I was just reading up about her. That's interesting.
She wrote The Fountainhead.
She wrote three bestsellers in ascending order. It would be We the Living. She wrote around 1937. She wrote The Fountainhead in the early 40s, and she wrote Atlas Shrugged was her magnum opus that she wrote in 57. After that, she never wrote fiction again. She only wrote nonfiction, expanding the ideas of her philosophy, along with an associate at the time, Nathaniel Branden. They taught in universities. Mostly he did. He and others taught her philosophy. So yeah, her story itself is very interesting. She just briefly, she arrived at Ellis Island like a lot of immigrants. She hardly spoke any English, and within a little over a decade, she was a best-selling novelist in America in English, writing in English. So it's quite an extraordinary mind.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't The Fountainhead Frank Lloyd Wright?
She wanted Frank Lloyd Wright to be involved with the movie. It was loosely based. It's even a stretch to say it was based on Frank Lloyd Wright, but she was a huge admirer of Frank Lloyd Wright, and I think he inspired her. But the character is not really like Frank Lloyd Wright.
Right.
But the philosophy, the design philosophy, is very much like Frank Lloyd Wright, and she actually wanted him to do the drawings for the movie, The Fountainhead, and he wanted way too much money, and that didn't happen.
Frank Lloyd Wright was awesome. I've seen like books, it's just pictures of his work, and I'm like, wow.
I live about 4 miles from some of his houses. You know what, Joe? You probably live close to him also. He's got several places throughout Pennsylvania, I think. I know it's a huge state, but...
Well, Falling Waters, his home in Pennsylvania, which is about I don't know, a couple hours from where I am right now, towards Pittsburgh. That's quite an extraordinary home that unfortunately I've not yet seen, but I plan to get there one of these days.
Is that the one kind of over a little waterfall or stream?
Yeah, it's built on top of a waterfall. Yeah.
Yeah. That's magnificent.
Yep. So, yeah, that's something I need to get to see. It's not on the way to any place, so I'm really gonna have to make an effort.
Yeah,
every time I think about going there, it's like, oh, I'm going to Michigan. It's like, oh, it's too far off the beaten path to do that. Don't have enough time. But he had
a murder at one of his homes. There was the person that worked for him, I think, murdered some of his family.
Oh, right, yes. Yes, you're right.
He went crazy or something. He had like a psychotic break.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. I can't remember the details of that. I think that was in his home. I think it was in Wisconsin for some reason.
I think you're right. I think you're correct.
That's where he was from. Yeah, so she was a huge admirer of Frank Lloyd Wright. She didn't like neoclassical architecture. She thought it looked beautiful in ancient Greece, but it was time to move on, and she liked Frank Lloyd Wright for not going along with the flow and for actually integrating his designs in with the surrounding landscape, as he did in Falling Waters and so many other places. And Frank Lloyd Wright didn't just do, multi-million-dollar office buildings and stuff or residences. He also did gas stations and things like that. So he was.
Interesting.
Yo, Nomo, welcome.
Someone set fire to the house. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. I kind of had forgotten that story, but yeah.
I think it said it was a cook.
Yeah.
Set fire to it. 7 people died.
Yeah. He burned down the house, I think, or he tried to.
He burned down the house where?
The Talking Heads sang about a song of burning down the house. I was just singing.
Don't wanna hurt nobody.
Oh my God, that was as bad as me.
300.
No, not as bad.
That's true. That's true, bro. Joe, dick face.
My favorite song by Talking Heads always was Life During Wartime.
Yeah.
God, I listened to Talking Heads free.
I like Once in a Lifetime.
That's a great
Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was.
All right, favorite band. Who's your favorite band, everybody?
All-time favorite, Led Zeppelin.
Korn.
Who said Led Zeppelin?
I did.
I can't come up with just one answer.
I met
Good
Robert
choice.
Plant. I shook his hand.
It's who I'm listening to the most of right now.
Who's that?
Tool, Jack White,
Tool and who?
and probably we keep going back to a bunch of like old 80s and stuff like that. So
old 80s. What the hell is old about the 80s? Shut up.
I'm 46. I'm perfectly justified in saying that. I know what I'm talking
The
about.
oldies.
I really like this new band, or not new, but Macklemore and Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
No idea.
Yeah.
For me, it'd be Emerson, Lake and Palmer and Pink Floyd are two of my favorites.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
I was I really liked Supertramp when I was in
Yeah.
I love Breakfast in America. That's one of my favorite albums ever.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool.
Logical song.
Yes.
You notice that song is all threes? That's hard to do. If you think about it. When I was young, my life was so logical.
Yes.
That's the whole damn song. That's
Right.
badass, man. That's some fucking.
I like to take the long way home. Take the long way.
That's a really good one.
Okay.
Hey, did you ever hear the lead singer had a song out for a while? Roger Dodson. What was that? Oh.
I don't know.
And it's standing right in front of me. What's it
I do like Kiss. Kiss. You wanted the best. You got the best.
Oh, there you are.
Okay. You're all right.
Hey, Sugar, are you familiar with Timothy Galloway?
Is he in a rock band?
No, he does coaching, and I saw that you do coaching.
Yeah, I do not know him, and
Go Google him later on tonight. Gallway.
That coaching is for specifically at this point for weight loss surgery because I lost 170 pounds, and so
good for you.
yeah, and also with PTSD to get people to the therapist because people in my industry, in my old industry, were very reluctant to see a therapist, and so I kind of was like a peer bridge. I just would tell them my experience and stuff.
I recommend reading about Timothy Galloway.
All right. Would you can someone put it in the side?
You know what? In your profile, I think there's an email address, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
I'll send you stuff.
Thank you, because I really need a new direction, other than
we all do.
G+. 50 years old and starting over again. Yeah.
I wish I were 50 again.
What are you, 53, honey?
54.
Oh.
Just turned 54.
It's all right. I'll take care of you.
Oh, by the way, Jeff, by the way, happy birthday. I missed
thank you. Thank you.
Many more.
Did you get my birthday? Happy birthday?
I did. Thank you very much.
Jeff, I got fired from my job today.
Oh, crap.
Yeah,
sorry.
It didn't get renewed. It didn't get renewed.
Oh, man. It's tough out there, man.
I'll find something.
4 years.
Oh, absolutely, you'll find something.
And I'm sorry that happened. So.
Me too.
That was not very empathetic of me. I do apologize.
But that's you know, contracting. You know, it's not going to be like our parents' generation where you go to work at age 20 for a company and then you retire from that same company.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
It's a constant reinventing of yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Y'all ever seen $28 a pair underwear? $28 for a pair of underwear.
Boy, you could have a big dance party in them things.
That ain't mine.
I was gonna say there's some big bloomers.
Yeah, big bloomers there.
He's a big man.
Ain't nothing wrong with a big man.
Ain't nothing wrong with a big man.
That should be a song.
Except when they're young.
A country song. Ain't nothing wrong with a big man.
And a big beer gut.
That's right.
Listening.
Butt and a big beer gut. Hey, Fabio.
Yeah.
I didn't see you. Hi.
Yeah, hi.
I
seen your leg before.
Fabio, you're getting young.
Yeah, he had to excuse himself for a few minutes.
Sorry,
Fabio,
what?
you look like you're getting younger. How is that?
Yeah, I'm turning 50 this month, so yeah.
Wow. This is the seniors.
Welcome.
Disco Plus Seniors Club. Right?
The senior circuit.
This is
the senior circuit.
What colors are those jackets?
I turned the big 5-0 myself in July.
Oh my God, you really are old.
Unless you have a menopause.
I just admitted it publicly live.
All y'all young whippersnappers. I'm 61.
All y'all. Love that. All y'all young.
All young babies.
I was born in 61.
I was born in 64.
Me too. I was born in. What's your birthday, Sugar?
9264.
Oh, so you're about a month older than me.
Can I? Sorry. Sugar, there is someone asking me to ask you to look at your messages. I have no idea what it means,
Which messages are they talking about?
Oh, it beats me. Probably Hangout messages, stuff like that. Not in this Hangout, but some other stuff. I don't know. I'm just relaying the message. So.
Thank you. I will not hold you responsible for my temper tantrum.
No. Right, yeah. I mean, you can, but.
No. It never goes over. Nobody ever takes.
Another stalker.
If it makes you feel better, you can hold me responsible. Not that we will care, but I mean, I understand that sometimes it's good.
Yeah, don't hold Fabio responsible for the content of said message.
It is a woman thing, and I will take it. I don't know.
Okay, that was a loaded answer.
Fabio, when do you turn 50?
Yeah, I'm a female with no agenda.
Yeah, right.
The MGTOWs call me
Female with no agenda?
NAWALT. Not all women are like this. Yeah. Are like that. So I'm a NAWALT.
Nice. Yep.
Hey, Fabio, when do you turn 50?
This month, at the end of the month, basically.
Oh,
End of
nice.
June. Yeah.
Well, early happy birthday. Happy, healthy birthday, many
Okay.
more.
Indeed.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Fellow Cancerian.
Yeah, you know, if we sing Happy Birthday on air, we have to pay royalties. Yeah.
Fabio,
No,
seriously,
please
I would have thought you were. I would have thought you were younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But yeah.
I got you look great for 50. For 49, you look like hell.
Nice. There you go. That was pretty good.
I've got like
From now on.
50 messages. I've got like 50 messages, and I've cleared them out 4 times today. So
Popular.
no, as Sty would say, it's just about your tits. That's all he says.
It's just
Yes.
about your tits.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's all it's about.
And I'm all, that's all right. That's why I bought them.
Don't be a pussy.
Exactly. Although he
Yes, don't be
word.
don't be a pussy, have a pussy. It's way better.
Don't be a pussy. Have a pussy.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've got one, and you cannot have it.
There
Was
you
it
go.
Ricky? Was it Ricky Gervais that?
Well,
wasn't
you
Ricky
can
Gervais.
rent it.
You could rent
You can
it.
rent.
you
Yeah,
can't
for a
rent
certain
mine.
amount of time.
You can't.
can't-
No.
have
I'm not saying you should rent
No,
yours,
not-
but
no, I'm
generally
not saying
speaking,
you. One cannot rent mine. One.
yeah.
There was an old little rhyme thing, something about your eyes may glare, your teeth may grit, but none of my pussy you'll never get. Ever
Oh.
get. Something like
Talk-
that.
talking
Okay, I'll
about that-
behave now.
Talking
Oh,
about
good.
that, I saw a meme today. I don't know if it's the first time I saw it. It's probably old as as hell, but it basically said, "I just had an epiphany. God was the first one which rented a womb."
Ah.
Was
Good.
A lamp of you.
Rent implies agreement. He usurped that shit.
Who is J.D. Kane? Who is J.D. Kane?
Oh, he's cool.
Oh, he's an asshole.
No, he's cool.
You seem to have a difference of opinion here. He has a weekly, at least a weekly show where he kind of talks about Google Plus personalities.
Yeah, it's
Talking-
fun with
talking
it.
shit
Talking
too.
shit
a lot of
Tuesdays.
yeah.
Yeah.
One of my guilty pleasures.
So I got
Yeah.
an email forwarded to me. Well, Mark Ionia or whatever,
Yeah.
the Brit. He sent me one of Christopher Hutchins. That one, I'm sure people got it.
Hitchens.
And then J.D. Kane forwarded it to me. I don't know who this person is.
JD's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a
you'll
good
get to
guy.
know him.
Yeah.
JD's pretty
Well,
cool.
Kevin, stop.
You can go
Spying
watch.
on me like your God up there in heaven. You're freaking me out.
He has a live hangout that's on every Tuesday, and they usually talk about Google Plus drama with the big debate and all that. So they talk about G-Man a lot.
I mean, to be fair,
Blasphemy.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
glass
to
for all
be
of us.
fair, I mean, it's not a personal judgment, but I think that if you call J.D. Kane an asshole, I think it would be flatter. I mean, he has a show called Talk Tuesday, and
Yeah,
it's that kind of show. So it's not passing as a personal judgment. I think it's
Right.
as a
He's
character. You know what I mean?
Kind of
yeah.
a gadfly or a provocateur. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Well,
would say
so
they call me an asshole, then I'm doing my job.
That's
Yeah.
right. I got, Matt Bell is feverishly emailing me over and over again. I finally went into his room the other day, and we had a little,
Is
I
it
asked
an
him-
email or a notification in Google?
That-
Is it an email or notification in Google?
I
Plus?
get both. I get both.
That is definitely because you have tits.
Exactly. And I did get
Definitely.
Teats.
teeth.
I have.
Boobs.
Yeah.
Big breastises.
Just want to say, I'm stepping away.
Email.
Hold on.
All of these people that you talk about, I don't know
Excuse me.
why they're
Excuse me.
bothering with
Excuse me.
somebody who doesn't have a title
Excuse
and
me.
doesn't know who they are. Oh, sorry. Who's talking?
Excuse me.
Brother
Excuse me.
John.
Yeah, I'm just stepping away to have some dinner for a little bit. I guess I'll keep
Yeah.
it live for a while. And
I also have to go. Dinner's ready for me too.
Nice to see you, buddy.
Yeah, I see
Take care,
you.
Gavin.
Y'all take care now.
Bye,
Take care of yourself, Eric.
We'll make
See
it
you
work.
Meet you, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay,
Y'all
take
come
care.
back now, yeah?
I'll come back now. Yeah.
I'm not closing the room, but I'm just gonna step for a little bit. I'll leave a
Okay.
couple of mods for you guys.
Left by
Keep it
myself.
civil, Mom. Keep it civil. I'm trusting you.
My headache is feeling
Will
better,
do, son.
Joe.
Will do.
Thanks.
Oh, I'm real big in the Middle East, by the way. I get men calling all the time, and I just tell them, I'm sorry, I don't know you, and I don't have a chaperone, so I can't talk to you.
Yeah, they want you in their harem.
And they stop. And then one guy kept it up. I said, look, I'm a 50-year-old grandmother. I'm not a hooker, so just go away.
Wow. And where are those coming from?
I broke him. I broke Heavy Holler.
Yeah.
Broke.
Y'all bad about doing that to me, I tell you.
I know. Because we like to watch you laugh.
What's some of the stuff that people come up with in there? I just have to crack up. It's hey, Floyd.
Hey guys.
Hey, Floyd.
Hi, Floyd. I'm not quite sure who wanted to talk to me. Wanted to give me a message, because I don't.
I don't know. I don't know. I told the guy.
Fabio. Nothing, sweetheart. Just teasing you. Fabio, what is your country of origin?
Italy.
Oh, north or south?
North.
Oh, well, how far north?
I live in Tuscany, so it's pretty much central north.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
don't drop yourself.
My family is from Calabria, Reggio Calabria.
That's way south, yeah.
Yeah, we're the dirty south. Poor folks. See, here's another one. Matt Bell. I actually found him very pleasant. He was very nice to me, and because I told him that I didn't know a whole lot. Yeah. But
No,
he could
but
have.
if you subscribe to somebody's G Plus thing, you'll get notifications for Hangouts and stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff like
No,
that. It's not like they're sending it to you. It's just part of your feed that you get from people that you're subscribed to.
I got like 50 from him, and then I got 2 that were specifically for me.
Oh.
So I know the difference, but they didn't say anything but some scripture, so they were just wrote, you know. But
Oh, he's just evangelicizing. I see.
I was grateful that he was kind to me, because I tried to be kind and respectful to him, because I really did want to understand the text that he was talking in, and he was very nice, and I appreciate it. That night that he went into G-Man's place was at one time that I watched it. The people that were in there were so mean to him. If I didn't know that he had brought on 99.9% of that, that would have really been hard for me to watch. But I knew this is a game they played, so I just sat back. I just don't understand your customs and your ways.
Okay, Sugar, I sent you the message about Tim Galway, and I directed you to a video. I know that you're what I hope I understand what you were saying you're trying to do. What Tim Galway does is he distinguishes the different aspects of our internal dialogue. The self one and the self two. The self one is that hypercritical voice, and he talks about. He does a video from the 70s with Harry Reasoner, and he talks about bypassing the critical voice to be our true selves.
And you know, I've actually read about four books on the subject, and that particular subject right there, I think, is the one thing that gets me. Because I look and I go, why is it that I've had this crappy life, and you know, why is it that I get around it and I'm still happy? Why aren't I in with the anti-natalists wanting to annihilate the world? And I don't know why, but I.
Well,
think
it
I
might not be important. It may not be important. Why?
Yeah, it doesn't. You know what? That's exactly the kind of person I am. I just am, and you know, and sometimes I'm not.
The video is where he teaches a woman. He was teaching people how to play tennis, and in 20 minutes he taught a woman how to play tennis. She was an older, middle-aged woman, overweight. This was back in the 70s,
Yeah.
And he did it by distracting her and getting her to focus on something that was totally inconsequential. And the liberation that she experienced by doing that is palatable.
Yeah.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
undeniable. So
You know-
you might want to look at that, because if you're helping people that have obstacles, there's ways of helping them bypass those.
Yeah, yeah. I really believe in those. I do a lot of reframing with my PTSD peers because that stuff doesn't really go away. You just learn to reframe it and find another way. Like I was talking to these guys one day about CPR and what you do and how you walk away from that feeling good. And there are steps. You reframe. Okay, well I couldn't do that because that wasn't available, but I could do this. And at the very least, there's this last thing that is, at its least, very honorable. So you just find that path to it. At least that's how I do it. But I don't know.
Well, I hope that some of this gives you some sort of some substance to be able to present to some of the people.
Yeah, you know what? I have given what I've absorbed and read and what I've learned in 24 years of pre-hospital. I've talked people down off ledges, and sometimes they jump. So and that's not to say I did a bad job. It's people make decisions, So absolutely, I feel it, and I'm always open to any kind of love to learn.
Well, I was doing job search coaching with an outplacement firm, and I found that I was being coached. I was learning to coach myself, and that was the best. I think the best lesson. Being a coach is not telling people what to do.
It's leading them to get to where they can go through.
Well, and it's also demonstrating that you're doing it. It's living it. It's being what you're presenting.
And that's why I've limited it to the my PTSD and my the weight loss surgery at this point. And even with the PTSD, I kind of have to because I'm going through a little bit of a anxiety issue right now. So I got to get through this before I continue on.
You have. I'm sorry. I'm Gav, by the way. I didn't mean to ask such a personal question. You have PTSD?
I do.
So do I.
Do ya?
Yeah.
How you deal with it? Okay.
Yeah. Right now, it mostly manifests itself in the form of nightmares. Occasionally, it's an anxiety attack, but nothing really any more severe than that.
Yeah. It's very embarrassing.
Nightmares must be tremendously scary.
I don't get those, but I'm sure he could speak to them because that's not one of everybody. It's so wide. Everybody's looks just slightly different.
Yeah, it's not a one-size-fits-all thing by any means. But no, it is what it is. You kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
It's not all. I never really slept much to begin with. I'm a lifelong insomniac, but when I do, it's just maybe once a week. Once a week, I'll have one.
Hey, Gavi, how's the baby doing?
She's good. She's up and running.
Literally?
Wow. Yeah. Well, not now. Now she's sleeping, but now it needs to go.
Ain't it amazing how fast children nowadays? It's like
I know.
They're born, and you're burping them, and next thing you know, they're talking, they're walking, they're into everything. It's like, wow.
I know. It was amazing. We had to child-proof our apartment.
Yeah.
It was the one day she was crawling. This is actually how we discovered she had figured out how to walk. I went into the kitchen and all of our cupboards were open. I'm like, is our apartment haunted or something? Like, what is? And then my baby was inside one of the cupboards, just going through pots and pans.
Well, and she's
okay.
And she's learning. It's like part of learning. Ooh, what's this? What does this do?
Absolutely, everything's very, very new and exciting for her, and for us too, of course.
Oh yeah.
It's just it's a wild ride. I highly recommend it. It's worth every second.
Holler, you know what? When you said how kids grow up so fast, I have a cousin that moved to Chicago
recently. She's older than I am, and she used to babysit me when I was a little kid. And I saw her, and we saw a friend of mine, and she said, "Yeah, I used to change his diapers." And I told my friend, "Yeah, and like last year, I think I started changing them myself." And so, yeah, we grow up fast, but maybe not as fast as we should.
My grandbaby is 1 month old, and she just loves her grandma.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
She's so cute.
She doesn't know any better.
I know. You're right. I don't want to keep it that way.
I was picking on some of the guys at work. Like there's two guys that I work with, and they're both very kind of recent grandparents, in the past year or so. And they're showing pictures, like one's showing the grandbaby, and the other's showing his grandbaby. And I say, yeah, you're getting old when you're showing pictures of your grandbaby instead of the hot chick you was out with last night. But both of the grandchildren, they're just as gorgeous as they can be.
Yeah.
And they are so happy, with the grandchildren, having grandchildren. They really are.
It really gets in my way when I'm trying to pick up that 30-year-old, Oh, who's that? It's my grandchild. Oh. Cramping my style.
I'm sure it does.
Oh, no.
I wish. I wish.
The erection just goes south instantly.
Yeah, I know. I can never hold one after after that.
Me either.
Well, Who's Jeff? Oh no, I don't know who this person is.
That's the beauty, I think, of our age. Is I think some of the humor is really different, but so applicable, and younger people just wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
Well, and I had the pleasure of working with men for 24 years, and I had to toughen it,
Uh-huh.
You just did. You did or you didn't. Because when I started, there was no human resources or political correctness. It was you found your panties in the freezer and you just dealt with it.
Right.
I remember one time at this place I used to work, there was a young guy that worked there. He was like in his early 20s. And they had piped-in music. And for the most part, it's pretty good because it'd be like some of the older rock and some kind of mellow stuff, easy listening mixed in. Well, there was a song playing, and he said, I ain't never heard that before. I like that. And I looked at him and said, yeah, man, that's a cool song. I was listening to that before you was
born.
And that was that moment, Oh, well.
I took this young man, I was dating this I wouldn't really call it dating, but in any event, he was like 25, I think I was 39 or something, and he was just big man, 6'6", something like that, and we went to a Fleetwood Mac concert. And through the music, I feel this mouth on my ear, and I hear, babe, what do these guys play again? Who's this? I went,
oh, jeez.
You got to go home.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cougar thing is...
It's amazing how things kind of creep up on you and bite you.
It sure is.
But once you get past it, it's kind of okay.
Well, as long as they say they're sorry after they bite, I'm good.
Well, as long as you say thank you after they bite, they're good.
You're boy. Where are my manners? Where are my manners? Huh. I am folding my ex-husband's laundry. What kind of girl am I? He's a.
Do you have a son or daughter? You have a daughter.
I have both. I have a son that's 30.
Okay.
And he's a police officer.
Cool.
And,
where?
In Redwood City.
Okay.
California.
So,
sorry, California.
Way up north.
Have you spoken with him at all about what we see between with what's seen as increasing force used by police?
It is not increasing force. It is decreasing. It's now not hidden. I can guarantee you that.
Gotcha.
I work in a very, very urban area, and I guarantee you it is not increasing. It's decreasing. Yes, Mom. Oh, I can take a phone call, guys.
Uh-huh.
Hello? Good, how are you?
Okay, don't forget to mute yourself. Yeah, don't want any incriminating conversations here.
Yeah. Oh, I think Nate did a video kind of explaining himself.
I caught part of that. There was something about something he had said. People was trying to say, trying to correct him on it, and he didn't quite get what they were saying. Then he went late at night. He went, "Oh, that's what they meant."
Yeah.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched a little bit of the beginning of it.
Well, that's good. I give him credit then. Good for him, because I was giving him shit.
Yeah, and then he made a video. I mean, that he's got a video about whatever this was. I didn't.
Well, it was really. I mean, I kind of play both sides of the coin, and I mean, yes, admittedly, it was an incredibly stupid, very poorly thought out thing that he said, and the way he presented it, and it definitely could have been worded a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I feel like people blew it way out of proportion. That's kind of my opinion, though.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're right. Knowing Nate, what he said wasn't a surprise. But I heard his explanation. I wouldn't call that an apology because he didn't apologize. I mean, I still don't think that he got everything that was said to him about that video.
Make sure I can do it.
He just tried to clarify on a part which I don't think was really substantial, but
It's something, it's something. It's more than.
No, I agree. Still, I think that, it was quite disappointing, It's...
Yeah, well, I mean, I talked to him privately about it, just like a one-on-one thing, very, very briefly, and he did seem. One of the things I do like about Nate is he does respond to criticism fairly well, and he will talk it out. He won't just make blanket statements and then refuse to talk about them. Right or wrong, or whether or not you agree with his conclusions, he will talk to people about why he says the things he says, and I respect that.
Yeah, he's a lot more open with stuff, That's what I like about him.
Yeah, he's more accessible, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important point and very valid.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you may not agree, but he's still willing to talk, about stuff. Really.
Honestly, I don't have a problem with disagreeing with people. I have a problem with the behavior that they exhibit.
Yeah.
More so. The digging their heels in, as opposed to having the humility to recognize that part of being human is making mistakes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Watch me, I do it all day. If I can get out of bed, anybody can. Well, I get to go to work tomorrow for a day.
This is wild. I was just today thinking about Tracy Morgan, and in my feed, there's a Big Think article about him. Because it's been a while since his accident.
Science would say that you heard that someplace else.
Well, you know what it was? I was watching Netflix, and I saw 30 Rock.
Oh, that was such a good show.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
I loved it.
No, I hadn't heard. I thought he was doing fairly well, but.
Well, it says here that he wants to get back on stage, so he must be doing fairly well.
Oh, well, if he just now wants to get back on stage, he must have been injured more than I knew.
Oh, they weren't sure that he was ever going to be able. It was a traumatic brain injury.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's a long rehab.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was saying was that my kids grew up. My father was a police officer, and then I worked in a county. Where the Loma Prieta earthquake was, where that part of the not the bridge, not the the bridge, but the other part of the freeway that fell.
I remember that.
That's where I worked, and it's high gang violence. I was there that day at work, So, of course, we had a lot of incidents with Oakland PD, and when they would take their liberties, we would, you know, we'd have to clean them up and such, and it, yeah.
Yeah, I remember going to bed and hearing how 8 people were found dead, and then they got to that freeway and it jumped to like 300 something overnight.
I'll never forget that. I
We
thought
knew
I'd
it was
never.
coming.
Yeah.
We all
Never
knew it.
thought.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Apologies.
No worries. I never thought I'd see anything like it again until it got to Hurricane Katrina, and I thought, oh Lord. And each night we'd come in and we'd watch CNN or, you know, after our shift, and it was always off and always wrong, and it's like, you know, I mean, significantly, not like just, you know, a couple. But no, it is what it is. I would like to see New Orleans, like, looking nice. I haven't been back.
Well,
Were you there? Were you there
being under sea level don't help matters.
Yeah. As soon as the first one hit, we were deployed. I actually got to work, and they said, "Are you dual certified?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "You're gone. Go pack right now."
Yeah.
So got on a plane, went to New Orleans, and I mean, by the time I got there, they picked us up and said, "We have to go. We have to get back to Baton Rouge right now because the next hurricane is about to come in." And you know, when you're teaching a kid to drive and you're in the passenger seat and they're going to stop and you slam, you know, your foot into nothing, that was me. No, that's okay. You know,
Yeah.
but by then it was too late. You know. So.
Yeah, that was pretty bad what happened though. But it shows you how little I know. I did not know that New Orleans was below sea level until that happened. I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Yep, and they continue to build it up.
Right? But that was a real eye-opener for me as a Californian. They thought I was quite hysterical for my political correctness. And they thought my use of African American and Middle Eastern American was quite humorous.
Oh.
And I found their vernacular quite colorful. But, you know, it was interesting. They were good people, though, I have to admit. Those Southern ladies, I just adore them. These are like real women to me, you know. I grew up with ball-busting feminists, and I'm just not, that doesn't work for me, even though I'm, you know, modern.
Yeah, I think we've been pretty fortunate here where I live. I mean, we have, you know, bad thunderstorms down there, but I think the worst thing that happened to us was when Hurricane Hugo came through. It hit Charleston and just kept going right on up. Came through where we live.
I
That
love
was pretty bad.
I think I may have to move out there. How's the man situation? And
I don't know. I haven't dated one in a while. I couldn't tell you.
I'm sorry. I am sure. I'm horrible. I don't know who this is. I can't have conversation with somebody. I don't know who you are. I try to be nice and, you know, hi, how are you?
How's the man situation?
How's the man situation?
It used to be real good. Well, it's not bad. I mean, I know it's in the South and Bible Belt and all that stuff, but I think overall it's not a bad place to live. I mean, for me, I've always had good experience here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know what, you know, there's stereotypes everywhere, but there's exceptions to all kinds of rules, and sometimes stereotypes are old and hungover, and sometimes they are, and it doesn't really, you know.
Well, a lot can do with what part of, like, say, maybe the county that you're in, what part of the county you live in, too. Because there are some places. There's one place I live, and I didn't notice it at first, but all around where I was living, it was out in the county, it was all white folk.
Mm.
And then you go a couple miles one way, and then it's all black folk.
Mm-hmm.
And this was only about maybe 20 years ago, 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that until somebody pointed it out to me. I said, damn, you're right.
Yeah.
That's what I like about being in, that's what I like about being in town you have a lot of mixed neighborhoods. They're black, they're white, black and white mixed together. You could have some Vietnamese living down the street, or whoever living up the street. You know, it's a pretty good mix. I like that. It's like something about it makes me feel more comfortable, I guess.
It's like we are the world, huh?
Yeah, it's just it's kind of a good feeling.
That's what
You
I
know,
say.
that we're not separate, you know, in the city, like some places out in the county.
I like you.
Uh-oh.
How's the man situation? Brother John?
Yes.
I'm sorry I was walking all over you again, and I do apologize, sir.
It's okay.
He doesn't know.
This
Never
time.
know.
This time.
Why?
It's okay.
Why is she doing that?
This time's okay. I was just gonna say, yeah, you know, all those the girls from California, all high maintenance, you know.
I am not. I have 5 pairs of shoes. I have no diamond rings. Yeah.
Sugars in Northern California. All the real high maintenance ones are in Southern California, where I live.
That is the truth.
Okay.
They're actually I would much rather hang out with Northern women than the Southern women any day of the week.
Yeah. Well,
Northeast are cool.
We got our issues too, though.
Every human does, but Northeast I can deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not.
Now your appeal just went up about 50 points, and it said you only have a few shoes and no diamonds. They go, ooh, I don't have to buy these.
Yeah, but I've been through.
Sorry, that was kind of like.
I've been through 4 husbands, so somebody's got to step it up.
Oh.
And I never used a lawyer. I never took anybody's money. I never took any child support, spousal support, paid for everything. Never took any of that.
4 husbands and 5 pairs of shoes. It sounds like a song.
So you basically killed all of them.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Well, you can't prove that. Neither could the court.
No. That's fine. I mean, that's the only thing that makes perfect sense. I mean, nothing to pay afterwards, no lawyers. I mean, yeah, it's basically.
Mason, she kills.
Skip the middleman.
Right. Yeah. No, that would be horrible. And we're still all good friends, except for number 2, and that's only because his wife is really young and really insecure. But,
okay.
Yeah. Oh. Every one of my husbands, the first 3, have taken younger wives after. Every one of them.
It doesn't shock me in the least.
Has anybody seen this little animated GIF of a white tiger underwater going after a piece of meat that someone had threw in there in the water? It's kind of been circulating. I've gotten it from somebody. I'm looking at this and I'm like,
can you screenshot it?
This is amazing. Let me see if I can. Hang on a second.
This is Oh!
I mean,
it's this Jeff.
That is, I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm just so fascinated by that. That is just so awesome.
I gotta get a hold of a friend of mine. He has one of a ferret jumping into a trash can. That's hilarious.
Ferrets are so cool.
A buddy of mine had one, and I saw that little thing just get into anything it could. It went out of its way to be a pain in the butt, but in a funny way, of course.
My daughter had like 3 of them. She just got rid of the other one before she had her daughter. I know who this is. This is Jeff. His
Tiger shark.
Family member is
That's what I called it. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Have you seen that one video where the woman is walking by the trash can and there's a cat there, and it's walking on like the side of the can, and the woman pushes the cat in and slams the lid down and then walks away? Oh, it's hysterical. And I love cats, so. But
That sounds like something another cat would do to another cat.
Exactly. Well, it sort of was.
Okay.
It sort of was.
It was something about there was this cat in a looked like a pizza box, but it was a lot deeper. And there were some other cats around it, and there was one that climbed up on the lid and went boom, closed him in there.
Yeah. I love those. Those are so funny.
I made a mistake one day watching Pets and Babies. Oh my goodness! Oh, that was just cuteness overload.
That'll make you ovulate, even if you're a boy.
You know, it's how these dogs were so protective of the baby. You know, one of them was trying to wake the baby up, said, "Wake up," you know, whatever. And the dog's got his head laying on the bed and going, "Rrrr."
What's the weather like out there in? Is Charleston yet? You said Charleston?
I'm in North Carolina. It's hot. It's hard. It's hard for me to stay cool. I mean, I'm pretty comfortable right now. I got the fan going.
I'm in PA. We had a couple of humid days, hot days. But then a storm came through here last night, and so it's misty now, but it's kind of cool. Cooler than usual though. I'm actually have to put a sweatshirt on. It's June 1st.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I much prefer the winter. Seriously.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, so I even trimmed my winter coat and took that off, and I'm still hot.
I remember the first time I saw Duck Dynasty. I saw the two guys, and they were on it wasn't Duck Dynasty. It was way before that, when they were on like Anthony Bourdain, and they were cooking squirrel stew, and they took them out, hunting and cooking it, and Cy, and I remember seeing Cy going, "What in the hell?" Because we don't have many men that look like that, and I live in the country. I live rural, farmland in California.
They look more like they should have been on bikes. Brum, brum.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I never watched that show, and then I started hearing stuff about that. The grandpa or the whatever his name is, some of the things he was saying, and I'm like, ooh, no.
He is a man of conviction, that's for sure. Well, now maybe we can discuss this, because I don't know you. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a man from the South that way, and the way I saw it, I reckon that was the way he was brought up, and that were his beliefs, and I really kind of had to give him that, and I wouldn't expect him.
Well, you can look at it like the prejudice thing, like a lot of people down, some depending on where you go, and like I said, where you go, like out in the county or something, a lot of white folk are real prejudiced against blacks, and it's passed down generation after generation after generation of hate. I mean, there was one time they had a Klan meeting not far from where I lived when I was in the county. I went somewhere. I got away from that.
Sure.
I mean, that made me feel so uneasy, because even though I didn't see the meeting, but they had a sign out on the side of the road, Klan meeting tonight or whatever. I'm like, that made me think of the hatred that's there, and that's passed down, to the down through the generations, and that kind of scares me, is that people can hate that much.
I'd love you to read something. I don't know if you've ever read it. It's just a short little page. It was a thing that Albert Einstein wrote back in 1946 about the black and white experience, and it had to do with the South. And I came across it. Little did we know, Albert Einstein was a huge civil rights activist. He loved it. He was doing this 16 full years before our people mobilized. He went to Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, which was, I'm pulling the link up for you, which was the first university to offer degrees to African Americans, and he really encouraged them and said, don't give up, and this was a big passion of his, and it was almost never reported, and from 1946 to 2007, approximately 100 publications were written by or about him, and there's virtually no mention of it. So this is really interesting. I'm looking for it right now.
What was the name of the university?
Sorry, sir?
Did you remember the name of the university?
Lincoln University in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Yeah. It uses the vernacular of the time. It's called the Negro Question. It's an open essay to America from him. It's a very simple, quick read, but he basically says, and you'll read it. Basically, he tells the white people, "I know what you've been told, but let me tell you what I've observed." And here it is, right here. And I find it amazing, and I tell you, it made me weep when I thought about it even more. You know, it's just, I really, you know, I don't pretend to know what that community needs or wants in order to feel better, if that's even a term I can use. But man, I mean, my family wasn't even here, but that doesn't mean anything to me. I figure one of my countrymen has a problem, then I got a problem.
I forgot was he German? Einstein?
He's Jewish.
Jewish,
Yeah.
And you know,
He
because he could kind of get a feel for what was going on, because.
But he says, yeah.
He got a lot of flack probably for being Jewish, but he was so brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, in the 1940s, Jews couldn't get apartments in some places in America.
Yeah.
They couldn't go to some universities.
And this was, it was a huge passion of his, but yet the mainstream media at the time, only the black publications would publish it. And then when McCarthy was doing his thing, McCarthy said he was a spy. Oh, really? A Jewish spy for Hitler? Okay.
Well, he thought he was a spy for the communists, for Russia.
Oh, was it the communists? Yeah. Sorry. I wasn't sure which one.
Yeah, McCarthy was a paranoid piece of shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
I bookmarked that so I can come back to it later.
Yeah. It's a real simple read, and I hold on to it, and I really value it. You know.
Yeah, so that's one thing I've noticed. Like, since I've really gotten involved in the community here on G+, it's like you're always learning something. Always learning something. It could be something little, something big, but you're always learning something, and that is so cool.
And you know, I thought Brother John was a Christian for the longest time because he was a nice, kind man, and that was what I thought. You know, one should be like if that was their dogma. Or that was their, doctrine. I kind of like that. I mean, I hope it's not an insult to you, but
even us.
I'm not insulted.
Heathens can be nice.
Good. Yeah, I like that my mind thinks things like that, like, oh, it's a nice person, and that I don't immediately think, with the exception of a few. Because I may be lofty, but I'm not stupid. That's funny. I'll give you an extra brain cell, Gav. I mean, if you need it.
No. I murdered all my brain cells trying to pay my taxes yesterday. No. So I get this notice in the mail: you owe this much in municipal tax. Please come down to the this office, blah 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 blah, and blah blah blah, and pay it there. So I do. I get there, and it's closed. Sign on the door. In order to pay your bill, please visit our website. Blah 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 blah. Fine, no problem. I go home. Okay, that was a wasted car drive. Get on the internet. Go to the website. Our website is no longer functional. We are only accepting payments at our office.
Oh no!
What game are you people playing?
No.
Okay.
Hey guys, is this too loud?
Hey Gabrielle, have you ever seen Brazil?
No, I've wanted to visit, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. How
you mean the movie?
Brazil by Terry Gilliam.
Yeah. That's what it was.
My bad. Did you hear that? No, not the country Brazil, but the movie Brazil by Terry Gilliam.
Oh yeah. No, I haven't. I've never seen either.
What you just described was actually depicted in that movie, so Terry Gilliam called it.
Okay, well, that's good to know that my personal tax misfortune is in a movie.
Oh, you mean Good Omens?
No, good Brazil, made by Terry Gilliam way back in the day, like 40 years ago.
Yeah. I think that wasn't Terry Gilliam? He's a British guy, right?
No, he's American. Yeah. The only American member of Monty Python.
Oh, I'm thinking. Okay.
He directed the Holy Grail.
Oh yeah.
He was the one with the coconuts. He was making the horsey sounds.
Such a good movie.
Whoa. What?
You know what? I did not see that until just about a year ago.
It's funny.
And I'm like, how did I miss this? You know?
Oh, you liked it?
Yes, it was insane.
Not everybody likes British humor.
Well, I think for some of the stuff that from Monty Python, I heard someone say something about it's got to be a guy thing, you know.
It's a cool woman who understands and gets Monty Python. That's a keeper.
There you go. Okay, see, her points keep rising up. She keeps saying she's getting these emails and stuff from men, you know. Of course, and some of this, you know, it's just like, you know, she's getting on higher up, so she's going to start getting more of them because of things like that. She likes Monty Python? Wow. Yeah, when she was talking about, or we was talking about Einstein, and then she talked about like Brother John, you know, talking about he must be a Christian because of so and so and so and so. And this may not tie in, but it made me think of something I recently saw called unconscious bias. But that mostly has to do when you see somebody and look at them, how they dress, how they walk, how they move, or whatever, and you make certain assumptions about them. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times they're not correct.
Yeah.
And I'd heard of that, but I hadn't thought much about it. It was at one of the TED Talks, which are amazing. And
don't you love those?
Oh yes. And this lady, her name is Yasmin Abdel Majid. I know I murdered that name. But she comes out in the Muslim, you know, traditional Muslim, you know, long robe and all that, and the thing, you know, the scarf and all that, you know. And she starts talking about, you know, when you see me like this, you know, what do you assume about me, you know? And then she brought it across her face and said, you know, what do you assume about me then? You know, I know I'm murdering this, but she was trying to show how, you know, we assume so much at first glance about somebody, and come to find out, as she was telling about herself, that she had gotten away. I think they lived somewhere. Her family moved somewhere in Europe and got away from the Iraq or wherever it was, and then they went to Australia. Come to find out, she was a boxer. She worked on a race team, helping design cars. Apparently, she's incredibly intelligent. Then she worked on an oil rig.
Wow.
All kinds of things that she's experienced in life and done. But she was trying to bring home that thing about unconscious bias. You know, try not to assume too much about the way a person looks. You know, and say, well, and put them in a box. You know.
Yeah. I see women dressed like that literally every day. It just doesn't really bother me anymore.
Yeah. You know what?
See, for me,
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, for me, I've seen very few people here, or ladies here, dressed, you know, like that. I mean, they don't have it across their face, but they do have the long robes and the scarf and everything.
No.
Traditional, and it's very rare I see stuff on.
I have always felt. I think this is because I don't have any religious guilt or hate or any of that stuff, but I think this is the only thing I feel is when I see those women. It's the only time I think heathen, right? When I see a nun or a woman, anybody with a very, very strong conviction, Amish, because I have tattoos on my arms, you know, so I feel like that's, right, like it's offensive to them. Not that, you know, that I'm offending them. Not that there's anything wrong with me, but that I'm offending them.
Oh.
My very existence offends thee.
No, not really.
No.
My wife covers her hair and dresses very, very modestly, and I don't think she would be offended by you at all.
Oh, that's good. Well, but you know, I'm also respectful when I'm around them. I wouldn't be this bawdy and, you know, forward.
Well, why not? My wife is certainly forward.
Well, you know, once I would get to know her, if that was okay. But you know, I do that with anybody, though.
Believe me, the only opinion in the house is hers. So.
Well, yeah. Is she Jewish?
Yeah, we both are. Yes.
Yeah, that's my honorary religion, by the way. My grandfather came here from Mexico in the 20s, and he was very light-skinned, and he did not want to be Mexican. And so he went from Mexico all the way up to Michigan, and he went to work for Mr. Fishman. And Mr. Fishman was a nice Jewish man, and he ran a Christmas tree farm, and my grandfather worked for him, and Mr. Fishman treated him really well in a time when Mexicans were not only scarce up there in Michigan, but they weren't treated very well. And when my Uncle Carl died at 3 years old, he taught my grandfather I think it's the Shiva, the whole tradition thing. Am I right on that one?
Mm-hmm.
And my grandfather talked about it always. So I know all kinds of Yiddish and that stuff, and it's just kind of an honorary thing. When I imitate my mother, I sound like an old Jewish woman, and I love it. Try to get my granddaughter to call me Bubby.
Oh, there you go.
But I'm in reality. I am but a shiksa, and I'm okay with that. But my nephew is Jewish. His mother's Jewish, and so the family got to do his bar mitzvah this year, or this last year, and it was amazing. And did a seder. It was nice.
Very cool.
Good for the family. All right, we're going for a ride, boys. Ooh.
Are we? Where we going?
Going for a ride.
Where we going?
Now we're just back to the primary position. First position, plie, relevé.
Well, come up after. I'm gonna take us off air.
No.
I don't like going past like 2 hours. So.
Yeah. It's been that long?
Yeah, just about 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, time flies.
Don't seem like. Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, that was. You know what, Brother John.